Can you believe fall is already here? We're gonna start seeing new, beautiful, rich hues across the board. So we'll be seeing these nice orange tones, soft lavenders, and we've got an oil that's gonna give you some inspiration. What you're seeing here is a final design that I ended up with, and don't worry, you get access to this remixable template, so make sure you're watching the stories to grab this. To give you an idea of how I created this template, I'm going to give you a basic rundown. We're going to start with an Instagram story size, just a random color, and I'm just going to double tap to remove some of these objects. Then I went into the layout tab and I selected a layout that had different grids that I could work with. There's so many options as far as the layout goes, but right now I just wanted to start with a simple grid. Then what I ended up doing is I started to adjust some of the components to create this new space. If you ever get into the layout mode and you want to adjust the bottom area around the border, you're going to go back into layout and then you're going to tap on spacing and you're going to adjust that. You can tap on the lock to be able to adjust the cell and border individually. So let's just kind of tap on done and we're going to adjust this a little more. So now you see this design that has the images included. Now you see that I have two cells here creating one large image, which allows me to create more of a dynamic composition. What I did is that I can double tap and I search for fall and pumpkin, and I found an image that I really liked, which was of this guy holding this pumpkin. It's also football season for college, so it kind of felt really fitting. Then what I did is that I made sure the image on the bottom was the same exact image, and I made sure to adjust it so that it looked like it was continuing on. This allows you to create more of that dynamic layout that I was just talking about. So what I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna add some type and I'm gonna share some of the things that I would like to do this fall. So now I have my fall goals. Although I live in San Antonio, Texas, I probably won't get to stomp on leaves, but these are all beautiful ideas that you can use as inspiration. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna actually tap on add. We're gonna add icons. What we're gonna do is we're gonna search for blob. I know this sounds interesting, but some of the icons here that you find on blob actually allow you to create a beautiful background that looks like your images are kind of cut off. So what I'm doing right now is I'm gonna adjust this and I am going to make this white so that it looks like I'm cropping off the image. So as you can see, I've used this blob icon to create this nice, beautiful cutout effect on my images. And in case you were wondering, I did use a box icon to cover up some of this image back here. So we're able to create a more dynamic composition. Then what I ended up doing to make it look like these images were on a grid, I searched for an icon that was just a line bar, and then I laid it on top of these images so it looks like I'm creating a grid. Last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to tap on add, and I'm going to search for leaves. There's a lot of great options. I found one I liked. I'm just going to tap select. Then once it populates it into my image, I'm going to start adjusting these so that I can create a composition with these leaves. Here is our final design. I added the leaves. I added some more color and different icons to create depth. I added some opacity to create this nice, beautiful effect. And if you're wanting to have more inspiration on color palettes that you can apply, make sure you tap on the description to access the blog post that's going to give you 7 fabulous fall color combinations to get inspired from. I hope this was inspiring to you. I will see you next week. This is Nicte Cuevas of Nicte Creative Design.